So not all of us are blessed with a really good light in our homes, and sometimes we become houseplant lovers before we even consider the house that we buy. And so we might have just gotten a north-facing window facing a building, and we have to suffer, and our plants have to suffer along with it. However, I want to show 3 clever ways that you could bring more light into your home. One of the great ideas is building mirrors around your windows, especially if your windows are inset into the wall. So this is a great example. I love actually showing people these mirrors because sometimes they think it's an actual window and they're looking out and the direction of the window is opposite of what it appears to be. Now, I recently had to remove these because the contractors had to come in and actually finish the window edges. So the amount of light difference between having those mirrors and not having those mirrors was actually quite significant. So I think people use mirrors in different ways. You could also hang mirrors facing a window so that light bounces back. And these are just really ingenious and small, easy solutions to install in your home in order to increase the light. Now, I personally don't have a lot of white walls myself, but when you think about new condominiums and new apartments, they always have white walls. Most of my walls are green and blue and red and all different colors because I like that, but I have preserved some white walls, and actually it turns out that white walls could bounce the light back. It's not that great of bouncing back light, but just enough so the plant gets a little bit more extra light. It's very similar to if you're on a photo shoot and you have a white bounce card and it just brings a little bit of the ambient light back onto the face, or in this case, the plant. And the last idea for bringing in more light to your space is essentially just by adding light. So whether that's a grow light or regular lights, your plants are going to be so thankful. And I have some clever ways in order to be able to do that. For one, things under the shelf is very helpful. So I have a light down here. It's a strip light. It's an LED strip light. It's actually not even a grow light. So all you need to do is just touch it and it will come on. And this is perfect for these little plants that happen to be under the shelf. Now, I have other shelf lighting as well that is under, so you don't have to be looking at it. And this is a fluorescent light, and it's a fluorescent grow light, tube light. It was actually on sale. It gets a little hot, I have to say. So hot that it actually heats up the top of the counter, so I have to be very mindful of that. Actually, this is probably a good place to actually start some seeds because it gets warm enough in order to be able to start some seeds here. But this fluorescent light does get a little hot, so you have to be very mindful of the plants actually growing up and actually burning themselves. You could see that my Peperomia ferrare right here, the little inflorescences that are coming off actually didn't know any better and got burned from that fluorescent light. So that is something that you have to be a little bit more mindful of. But the reason why it's nice being able to put this under the shelf is that you actually don't have to stare at it. And then I'll show you some other alternatives to grow lights. And I've highlighted grow lights on my channel in the past, but so this would be a nice little reiteration. Here's a great example of one of the grow lights from Soltech Solutions, and I love these lights. I'll actually leave a 15% off code down below in the description, as well as a description to the other lights as well. These are great. I have 3 of these in my house. They're kind of a little bit more pendant shaped, so you get really high light from here, and of course down here you're starting to get into the low to medium light range. So you're going to notice that a lot of the plants that I have down here are plants that can handle a little bit more lower light. And of course you have grow bulbs. So this might not be the prettiest looking light, but I have a grow bulb right here that fits into my torchlight lamp. And this is for a Sansevieria or a Dracaena trifasciata, for those of you who know, has been put into a new genus. This is actually a Dracaena that I am babysitting or plant sitting for a friend that had moved out. So this one is getting a little bit of lap of luxury of a grow light bulb here. And this is a GE grow light bulb, and they have all sorts of different varieties of these. And I use other grow light bulbs from GE that kind of go up into lamps like this and then shine their light up onto the ceiling. And you could use that principle that I'd mentioned in the beginning, which is reflecting off a white surface. So this is actually one of the other GE grow lights, which I'll link to in the description below. And it's bouncing that light up on the ceiling, and it reflects down and actually bathes the room in a really nice, pleasant light. So I hope that gives you some new ideas on how you could bring a little bit more light into your home. And believe me, your plants are going to thank you. So what are other strategies that you're using in order to bring more light into your home for your plants? Share with the audience in the comments below this video. And I'd love for your support of this channel and the videos we produce. The majority of the videos you see on the channel are unsponsored, so we've created a way for the community to give and support by becoming a sustaining member. Basically, for the price of a latte a month, you can help support the creation of the channel. Or if you want, check out our other resources that we have for all houseplant enthusiasts over at homesteadbrooklyn.com.